When I started doing the Villager series, I didn't exactly think too many of them were going to be good, but I was extremely surprised with how many of them were actually useful. Finding out their strengths, skills, and tactics were all really enjoyable for me. And the best part was, nearly every single villager was unique in how they fought in combat. Unfortunately, being unique isn't always a good thing. And what I mean by being unique isn't always a good thing, I specifically mean these 5 villagers. Yeah. You guys have been asking for it. I haven't exactly been wanting to do it. But here's the top 5 worst villagers. Let's do this. Number 5. Bato. No, I'm not joking. Bato, for those of you who don't know, is the town's lazy blacksmith who concocts get-rich-quick schemes, not to get rich, but for the enjoyment of coming up with new ways to do it. Bato is a funny and interesting character. However, when it comes to combat, I feel like I've made my opinion of him quite clear. But for any of you who need a refresher, he does nothing! But something you may be asking yourself is, why someone who does nothing is only number 5 in the list of the worst villagers? You'll see. You'll see. Number 4. Margaret. Margaret, as I've mentioned in the previous video, is one of the best healers in Rune Factory 4 if you're dating her because she learns the best healing technique in the game, Rainbow Heal. What I neglected to mention was that if she doesn't know that, she is completely useless. I mean, sure, she knows Cure-All, but honestly, who doesn't? Well, except Jones, who ironically is a doctor with no healing spells, but even he's better than her. Her notes are all so slow, and those are the only offensive spells she knows. And for me, the icing on the crap cake that is Margaret is combat speech. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant word.
Bravo! 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 Bravo!
Number 3. Arthur. Where do I even begin with Arthur? Arthur is a mage who only knows 5 spells. 5! 5 spells, as a mage. One of which is a healing spell. And 2 are defensive spells, leaving him only 2 offensive spells. Oh, and did I forget to mention that the last 2 spells that he learns replaces 2 of his spells that he already knows. For those of you keeping count, that's 3 spells he can use. Cure-All for support, Prism for defense, and Dark Snake for offense. He's a mage that only knows 3 spells! Why? And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that he barely uses his spells and just runs up into the enemies. I'm sorry, Rune Factory 4 is a great game, and I'm sure the developers are really, really intelligent people, but were you people drinking when you made Arthur? Who makes a mage that only knows 1 offensive spell and never uses it? Oh, I still have 2 more to go over. Number 2. Illuminata. Illuminata. You know what? I think it's time we bring a new segment to my channel. 5-word summaries. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 5-word summaries. In 5-word summaries, I analyze characters from games and games themselves to tell you what's good about it and what is absolutely dreadful about it. On the subject of Illuminata, she is a florist from the city of Sophia, so naturally she has a wide array of knowledge on how to cure the various poisons that ail the body. This would be very useful if she ever decided to heal you, which unfortunately she does not. She attacks somewhat frequently, but she isn't exactly proficient in any weapon, so she might as well be a toddler flailing his arms wildly to try and hit the older brother who took the last cookie. So, if I had to sum up Illuminata in 5 words, it would simply be this. She heals status ailments. Maybe. that concludes this segment of 5-word summaries. Now back to whatever Drool Entertainment was on before I showed up. Cheers! And finally, number 1, Doug. Are any of you surprised? Honestly, this shouldn't come as a shock, seeing as though nearly every single bad villager I've had on the Villager series has been compared to Doug. But you want to know what the sad thing is? You want to know what I can't stand? He's still better than Doug! That's what's sad about this. He does nothing and he's still better than Doug. He's almost as bad as Doug. But when you give Arthur equipment, he'll do damage. That's the only redeeming quality. She is almost as bad as Doug. But hey, at least she does attack, which is already better than what Doug does. But you know what? I actually rewatched a video I made of Doug, and for all of you out there, I'd like to apologize for just how vague I was when I analyzed him. So, just for you guys, really quickly, I'm going to do another Villager episode of Doug. Doug gets Cyclone, Fireball, and Uppercut. Who cares? What do I think of him? He's complete and total garbage. Yeah, he knows Cyclone and Uppercut, but as it was pointed out with Illuminata, it doesn't matter if you don't use it. But hey, guess what he does use? Fireball! He's not even a mage and that's what he spams the most. Even if I gave him the charm that gave him magic scaling with strength, he would still suck. This list is full of terrible villagers. Bato does nothing. Margaret won't shut up and is the slowest attacker in the game. Arthur is a mage who only knows 3 spells. Illuminata only knows how to heal status ailments and she doesn't even do it. There should be nothing, no living thing that is worse than those 4. And yet, there's Doug. There he is, standing on top of a crap mound that is terrible character design. And you want to know what the worst part is? There are 4 people who are worse than a villager, specifically designed to do nothing! And that was the top 5 worst villagers in Rune Factory 4. I hope you enjoyed it, because somebody needs to. This is Johnny Boy. As always, until next time, see you later. Hey, did you like the video? If you like what I do and want to see more of me, like and subscribe. And if you have a suggestion for a video you want me to do, let me know in the comments below. And unless something happens, I usually upload a video or 2 every week. So I guess I'll see you then.